In this 2016 DD Europe talk, DICE's Tony Liamstead shares insight into how DICE developed and created the visual style for Mirror's Edge Catalyst. From concept all the way to the brand, Liamstead focuses more on discussing the aesthetics design of Mirror's Edge Catalyst instead of technical aspects, but includes a brief explanation of the production phases of the game. It was an insightful talk that's definitely still worth watching, so developers should not miss the opportunity to do so now that it's freely available on the official GD YouTube channel. In addition to this presentation, THEGDC Vault and its accompanying YouTube channel offers numerous other free videos, audio recordings, and slides from many of the recent game developers conference events, and the service offers even more members-only content for DD Vault subscribers. Those who purchased all access passes to recent events, like DD Vault already have full access to DD Vault, and interested parties can apply for the individual subscription via DD Vault subscription page. Group subscriptions are also available. Game-related schools and development studios who sign up for DD Vault Studio subscriptions can receive access for their entire office accompanied by contacting staff via THEGDC Vault Group subscription page. Finally, current subscribers with access issues can contact DD Vault technical support. Platinum Games announced today that its contract with Cygames has ended, and it will no longer be involved with developing the action role-playing game Granblue Fantasy Relink. The company explained this new development in a blog post, writing how development will still continue, but be handled solely by Cygames' internal development team. Platinum Games had previously been co-developing Granblue Fantasy Relink with Cygames since 2016. We would like to express our thanks to everyone who has shown interest in the project, and ask that the same support should continue for Granblue Fantasy Relink as its production continues forward. The post continues. Platinum Games logo has since been removed from Granblue Fantasy Relink, and the company has removed the game from their games list on their website as well. This makes sense, considering the contract has ended and Cygames now has full development reins over Granblue Fantasy Relink. Cygames put out a brief statement as well, confirming that, going forward, Cygames will handle 100% of development internally. I have always been interested in telling stories about connection to land, to a person, to a thing, even to a point in time, says Katie Stacks of the Flashbox Collective, a group promoting the exploration of intimacy, love, and sex in games. Exploring connection is the focus of so many areas of creativity, especially film, art, and music, but much less so video games. Why is that? I ask myself. Games possess a unique power to place the player into a different headspace, having them become the role of another for a time. There is a special power to empathize in this, tasking the player with feeling what that other person is going through as they go through their actions and live out their lives. Like a form of acting, the player becomes this other avatar, and exists as them for a time, and in this action, they are brought into intimate connection with the thoughts and feelings that come from living these lives. This unique ability to live and empathize with, more so than books or movies, other forms of passive media, can make the player truly feel what the characters are going through. Steps work with the Flashbox Collective, as well as their annual Heartbeat Symposium 3-day event, where they seek to bring developers together for days of game jams and speakers from various disciplines. working in love and intimacy looks, to capture and explore that connection. I think there is something powerful about the perspective, opportunities you have in video games. Set steps. You can play with how inside the character a player is, give them agency and put them in the shoes of someone different from themselves. There is so much opportunity to capture the nuance, silliness, fun, excitement, and heartbreak through games. And I want to explore how more games could contain those moments. Games, through their ability to connect a person to another life, they have been underutilized for years in placing players in more realistic, emotional experiences. But that has begun to change. Still, why explore these kinds of connections? Because how long? It's fun. Stack sauce, sex, romance, love. These are universal desires for everyone. Games can also allow us to play, observe and process some pretty complicated issues, or partake in light-hearted fantasy for fun. It's such a diverse topic that there are many reasons to explore it. Games in particular are an interesting way to explore these topics, because you can engage more senses than reading a film. You can see, you can hear, you can feel and touch, and in some cases, with old controllers, you can also taste. Stacks continuous. That's a bit more senses being engaged than with music, art film. How can we manipulate these senses to create a new experience for these stories? That's what I want to know. It's a largely intact part of what games are uniquely capable of, and for Stacks, something that offers some interesting opportunities to explore our emotions and feelings on challenging issues in a space outside of the self. They allow for a safe self-reflection on actions we might not otherwise experience or be afraid to experience, allowing us to learn about ourselves through these shared digital experiences. Stacks has explored these themes in games as well. My own work often focuses on nostalgia in a light-hearted way. The Blushbox Collective is my side project, so I generally do not make these games for commercial purposes. I see it more like drawing or painting as a hobby. So, having said that, I have worked on a range of games, from the casual Pudding Boyfriend, a game about dating footboys, Calls on to Boyfriend was my fave, to other games such as Also, at least a 3D walking simulator, about exploring a world inspired by my memory of 90s internet sites. I have imagined the sites I used to frequent, such as Neopets, MSN Messenger, Hotmail, Yahoo, and others, as real physical spaces. Set steps. In the game, you can explore and flirt with or interact with the creatures, people in those environments. I have also been working on a Cage Simulator, a game where you have accidentally guessed Nick Cage's Hotmail address, and you are going back and forth on the phone with your friend, betting about what to say to him. It's a coming-of-age story, which explores teenage development. This works, while appearing light and fun, explore important aspects of life growing up, dating, friendships, and connections, all with disarming stories that can encourage players to feel something about their own thoughts on these subjects, without necessarily meaning to. Their charming nature gets the player to open up within themselves, or feel free to explore more serious feelings, even if the context is light. With Blushbox we have worked on Incorporated Opal Real Romance Revival Center, a game about dating dead people. Find the love of your life, even if theirs is over, which explores power and control as well as themes of digital online persona and general dystopian future ideas. Set steps. Currently I am working on Wordlet's working title with a friend of mine, which is what I am calling an interactive sculpture toy. It's like a Mr. Potato Head game, but all the parts are flashy genitalia type things. You can create your own strange sculpture, which will react to things, like shaking and prodding. It generally just flops around. Think of a plumbus. It's a bit like that. Intimacy, love, and sex can often be treated as incredibly serious subjects, which can make players uncomfortable in opening up their feelings about them. Looking at these subjects from different angles, be they lighter or humorous, or through a fiction that lets the player explore the subject from a different angle, can allow an openness in the self that allows them to explore their feelings in ways that feel safe. Steps. Work aims to utilize these tools to help players open up about their feelings a bit more, using the framework of these games to feel in ways they might not feel comfortable doing otherwise. Games, in allowing players to live out other lives and control their fates, words, and deeds, seem like a natural place to explore intimacy, but this is not often the case. From Steps' own observations, not everyone is comfortable exploring these topics through their games.